clearly we know who Batman is because no one else talks like this. Get out of here, Joker.
Yeah.
Joker, get down. Now today, Mikaela, we have a superhero list. It is the top 5 actors that we want to see play Batman.
Yes.
Who is your number 5?
My number 5. Hear me out. I want to see this actor's take on the Batman. I want to see David Schwimmer. I want to see him be the Batman.
David Schwimmer.
Because when you really think about Batman, as much as it's like, oh, he's a badass, it's like, you know, at the end of the day, he's a dork. He doesn't have any powers.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see like an actual, like, kind of dorky-ish actor. When thinking of this, I actually thought of when he played Robert Kardashian. Because that was just such a different role for him to play. It's like, you know what? He actually has a lot of range.
Uncle Juice is a good man.
You know what else about David Schwimmer? He's a big man.
He is a big man.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm gonna put him out there at my number 5. What's your number 5?
My number 5, and this is sort of a theme for a lot of mine, because it's a lot of older actors. Arnold Schwarzenegger. I would love to see Arnold.
I almost put him on my list.
All of his roles, he plays Americans. And he plays like high up government officials.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, it's like clearly he grew up and spent the early part of his adulthood in Austria.
Yeah.
And we're just never gonna address it.
Nope, and we're all okay with that as an audience.
And it would also be very funny too, being like, okay, clearly we know who Batman is because no one else talks like this. No one else is like, get out of here, Joker.
Yeah.
Joker, get down.
That would be so good.
And they're like, who could it be?
That's like if we were to have like Shaq be
Yeah.
Batman and it's like, who is it?
Who could it be?
Are you not entertained?
My number 4, I also kind of went with like an older actor. Again,
Yeah.
not old, but you know. John Travolta, I actually would think would be kind of a little smooth Batman. Something about him is like, he's big, he's kind of smooth, he kind of has like a friendly thing, but he can play obviously very serious. So it's like, I actually think John Travolta would kill it as Batman.
I think he would crush it as Batman. You're basically casting the cast of O.J. Simpson trial.
I know, I
Schwimmer,
didn't-
John Travolta. He would be great, and he's also a little bit psychotic, which you need in a Batman. We need to get him singing again in a movie, which isn't
I
this one,
agree.
but like a Batman musical.
I think they need to switch up the Batman format because we've seen it so many times.
Okay, so my number 4 is Daniel Day-Lewis. I don't totally get the Daniel Day-Lewis hype. People are always like, well, he's the best ever. Everybody was like, well, he was so Abraham Lincoln. And it's like, how the f do you know that? You don't know what Abraham Lincoln was like. I want to see him do it just so that I can find out what does he do differently with the Batman character where people are gonna be like, wow, no one else can play Batman now.
He's the best.
He just is the Batman.
Thank you so much.
So this is more of like a challenge for you. Like you're challenging him to play
Yes,
Batman. Okay.
because Daniel Day-Lewis is a lock for at least an Oscar nom. If he plays Batman, he's gonna get nominated for playing Batman. I wanna know why. What is he gonna do that is worth this Oscar nomination?
This is a direct message to Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, show me. Cause like,
Show me the Batman.
That's how I would love to see Daniel Day-Lewis. He's my number 4.
And my number 3, he's also already kind of done the superhero thing, but Hugh Jackman.
I'm not even kidding you, I had Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think he's just so badass. But also, I don't know, something about his, like, he has a lot of range. He can sing, he can dance, he can do all that good stuff. But I think he is someone who actually would have, like, an interesting take on Batman.
He's also perfect casted for Batman the Musical. He's the greatest showman. He's P.T. Barnum.
Yeah.
I actually never saw the movie. It's P.T. Barnum, right?
I have no idea.
P.T. Barnum, at your service.
Anyway, if he can do that, he can play Batman.
And also, he kind of does give me the, like, sexy Clooney vibes a little bit.
Yes. Can we talk about how George Clooney played Batman? Because when I was a kid, he was my Batman. Like, he's the first Batman I ever saw. And in retrospect,
What a weird thing to do.
what a weird casting.
I thought at the time this was going to be a very good career move. It wasn't.
My number 2, also just recently played kind of a superhero. John Cena. I think he can deliver lines in like a dry way, where it's like it would be funny when not meant to be funny, because Batman's not funny. But I think he would be able to pull it off in the way of like, here's my joke in a very dry way. Still making it kind of funny. But he's also bad, huge, and John Cena. That's why he's not my number 1. Is almost he's a little too superhero-y.
Oh, see,
to
I
be.
don't think you can be too big. Like, I loved the Ben Affleck where it's like, he's Batman and he's 240 pounds.
Yeah.
And it's not all muscle.
Okay, but then on the flip side, if he's Batman, he's also Bruce Wayne. Can you imagine John Cena being Bruce Wayne? No.
I can't. And again, that's one where it's like the secret identity. There's only like 4 people who have arms that big. One of them is very famous and very wealthy, and it really adds up. I think John Cena is Batman. Yeah. All right, my number 2.
What's your number 2?
Similar to Arnold, Matthew McConaughey.
Okay.
And a big part of it would be, just like how Arnold, nobody ever acknowledges his accent, Matthew McConaughey has played New Yorkers before.
He always says like a southern accent.
Cocaine and hookers, my friend.
He's clearly from not just Texas, but a very specific region of Texas.
Yeah.
When he's like, I'm Batman.
See, I would like to see like that version of Batman with Catwoman sort of thing because
Yeah.
it's kind of sexy. It's like,
Oh,
here are the
yeah.
sexy scenes. It's like,
Watch her. He's been driving a Lincoln for a long time, long before the Peyton too. Matthew McConaughey is terrible right now, but you get the point. They would have to be like, he was born and raised in Gotham. And then he's like, all right. And you're like,
Gotham.
what? Plus, he's a really good actor.
he's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess my one issue is the opposite of the John Cena thing, where it's like he is a little skinny, and that's my issue with superheroes who are lean, like Spider-Man. It's like I feel like I'm just gonna you squish him.
What's your number one?
My number one. Hear me out. David Harper.
Oh, yeah. Hear you out. Hear you out? I'm in.
He has the charm, also the badassness. I don't know, and he also has like the rugged, like somehow he ended up being the sexiest guy for me at least in Stranger Things or something. Who is this guy? You know?
David Harper, he is my version of he's the male Meryl Streep. He could play anything, and I'm in. And I'm sure he wouldn't even play it that well.
No, I don't think so either.
Batman better be smoking cigs though.
Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
But again, there's something great about the Ben Affleck version where it's
Yeah.
not like he's cut up. It's like,
Yeah.
no. It's practical big because he needs it to fight the bad guys.
Yeah. What's your number one?
Okay, so my number one, this is actually gonna be the youngest Batman. It's assumed we're gonna do a Batman origin story. Javon Walton.
Who's that?
That's Ashtray from Euphoria. Would he not be the grittiest motherfucking Batman ever?
That would be really funny if you had to do an origin story Batman.
I trust that he would cut someone's tongue out and like sleep totally well at night. That kid is so cool. He's got like the kind of like pale skin, dark features that
Yeah.
Batmans have, mostly been. Although was Val Kilmer, was he a blonde Batman? If I was casting young Batman right now, it's him. All right, guys, well, there you have it. Those were our list of who we want to see as Batman. Did we miss any of your favorites? Let us know in the comments. We're gonna make something on a ranker. You can go and you can rank it. But in the meantime, just go over to Ranker and rank stuff. And we gotta see the new Batman.
Yeah. Can't wait to see my Team Edward.
Team Jacob. Man, can you imagine how good it would be if it was
Taylor Lautner.
Taylor Lautner? Somehow Batman shows his abs? I don't know. All right, see you guys.